you want to put your face out there. You can do a lot of like lead generation and hide behind the you know screen and just uh, try to do everything online, but you have to be out there. You have to be good at networking, get yourself known, be like likable, right, and approachable, and just enter into many conversations. Aside from lead generation, which obviously very very essential, you just want to build a lot relationships, because sometimes one relationship can take you further than 1,000 new leads, because how they say it, you want to be in the room, right? And yeah, I believe you should i- just instead of going for like doing things the hard way, okay, you can scale lead generation, but I'm a big fan of doing the impactful things and try to look for the things that can immediately shift businesses, like the creative approaches, like the story of the Gordian knot. Everybody's trying to untie it, and then someone just cuts it with a sword. So like there's an obvious way that can immediately get problems. So a lot of networking, obviously, lead generation, uh, and trying to do things differently, right? Because that's what makes you get noticed, right? So sometimes you can do the same things, or have these incremental improvements, but sometimes you just have to step back and spend some time to come up with something really cool, yeah, something really cool that people will notice, and it becomes the part of the conversation, and you're like, did you see that this guy done this and that, so you will stand out. Basically, you have to come up with something that makes you unique and makes you different from what everybody else is doing. And yeah, I think that was key. I was always like having one target that I got really obsessed with, and I after a lot of research and digging into it, came up with a new angle that I was able to capitalize on and lead with my lead generation, like being front of the trends. Like the funnel hub in the funnel space was a new thing. Everybody was like, hey, websites are dead, and I was the first of the people who jumped on the funnel hub bandwagon. And I was able to introduce that new trend to many clients, and they became aware of this new thing from me. So I was staying on. I'm always trying to stay top of trends. Like now, AI is the next thing, and how do you leverage AI? So you should be the reporter. If you're not the inventor, you should be the reporter who reports first about the trends, and that makes you seem as the expert, and you will be the expert eventually.
That's awesome. I love that. That's very sound advice. Key takeaway being like differentiate yourself. And I love how you talked about how you're focusing on being ahead of the trends and things there. What were some of the things that you've done in addition to the funnel hub space and the AI that have helped you to kind of differentiate yourself when you're actually like in the room networking with people?
So I love the online space. I love uh, everything about funnels, but I'm also a big fan of personal development, and trying to strive for that. I'm not saying work-life balance, but the right amount of things at the right time. Sometimes you have to work hard, and put work-life balance aside, or just at least have some quality time, but not as much as you want. But the fact that I think many people are looking for that. Entrepreneurs. I just read this somewhere. if you're an entrepreneur, you quit your 9 to 5 to work 24 hours a day when it's needed, and most of the time you'll be there until you get to a point where you can step back from your business. So when you're talking to entrepreneurs and you're able to talk about something else that is not their business but what they want, uh, if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, that's the best personal development course you can ever get. But you just realize like how much you don't know, how much you should get your priorities right. So whoever I'm talking to and is an entrepreneur, they will have this need to be able to uh, step back from the business a bit, find more balance in their lives. And I'm not only talking about this, but I actually have a software created. It's called Bliss Compass, uh, that I'm always introducing to these entrepreneurs I'm talking to, because I think if you're an entrepreneur, at one point you go through burnout, right? And it's increasingly becoming a common theme, and people just don't know how to handle that, and it's not their fault. It's because we have all this information bombarding us, and especially if you're in the online space, you have to stay on top of what's happening on your social media. You're not just a consumer but a content creator, and then you're looking for, oh, am I getting good engagement? So you're more hooked to these things that make you uh, a bit distant from what truly matters. And if you're just aware of that especially entrepreneurs are in the same shoes as you are in this particular uh, case, and you're open to their needs, you know and you pay attention that they want to be heard, they want to release the stress, and if you're a good listener and able to help them even just a bit, you're essentially having a deeper connection, and that opens up many things side of business, not only in business. So I think that's key, being able to notice that people got needs outside of just running their business, and connect human to human, not the business owner to business owner.
If you want to save time on watching all the episodes, but still get all the gold nuggets that we find from interviewing these 7, 8, and 9 figure entrepreneurs, then you can get all of that inside of the 2 Comma Club newsletter. Just go to 2ccnewsletter.com and subscribe.